Welcome to the second video for BecomeBlogger.com. My name is Gideon Shelwick, and next I'd like to show you how you can get your very own domain name for your new blog. Inside this video, I'll talk about the next 4 points. First, what a domain name is. Second, why you need a domain name. Then, how to choose your domain name. And finally, how to register your domain name. By the end of this video, you'll have a pretty good idea of how to set up your own domain name ready to use for your own blog. This leads us to our first point. What a domain name is. Simply put, it's an address for your website. You could compare the address of your website to the street address of your home, where you have a street number and street name. Except for a website, what we use is called a domain name for the address. A domain name normally has something like http:// in front of it, indicating that it's a website address. HTTP simply stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, but that's not too important right now. Sometimes you can simply type in www, then dot, and then the domain name followed by .com or whatever extension the website address is using to get to the website. Sometimes even just using the domain name followed by the extension could get you there. So the domain name is the part where it says domain name. Next, I'll talk about why you need your own domain name. Here are a few good reasons. First of all, a unique domain name provides easy access for other people to get to your website, increasing the likelihood that you'll get traffic to your website. Second, if you've purchased your own domain name, you can decide to sell it again for a profit later on in case your website gains in value. Third, it's a much prettier solution than some of those free options that you get from the free services. There's nothing more frustrating than when someone gives you a really long and ugly looking domain name that they got for free somewhere else. And fourth, it comes across much more professional. Having your own domain name is critical for your long-term success as a blogger. And the more you get into blogging, the more this will start making sense to you. At this stage, you're probably wondering how to choose your own domain name. Well, there are basically 3 steps to help you come up with a great domain name that will help you a lot later on. Firstly, use a keyword search tool to provide you with the most popular keywords in the niche or topic area that you're interested in blogging about. Second, brainstorm all possible names so that you have a large list to choose from. And third, decide on the best possible domain name that will serve the goals and intentions of your blog the best. I'll now take you through each of these 3 steps to show you in detail how to do it. First, let's have a look at a great keyword search tool, wordtracker.com. To find this tool, simply open up your internet browser and then inside the address bar, type in freekeywords.wordtracker.com. Then press on the Enter key on your keyboard. This should open up the free keyword suggestion tool from WordTracker. On this page, you can type in a keyword that relates to the subject matter of your blog. In this case, I'll just type in the word blog because I'm going to be creating a blog showing you how to create blogs. Next, click on the Hit Me button over here to see the results. It should then come up with a whole bunch of different keywords that relate to your keyword that you just typed in. As you can see, there are a whole bunch of keywords here that I can now use, and it gives me many other ideas for keywords for my domain name. It also shows me the popularity of each of the keywords, which can be very handy if you want to target a popular keyword in a specific industry. You can repeat this process to come up with as many different keywords as you like. The point of all this is that you can use this tool to come up with keywords that you can use as part of your domain name, and you can select the ones that seems to make the most sense for you and that are perhaps quite popular at the same time. Once you've done some keyword research for your domain name, the next step is to brainstorm all possible domain names for your blog. For this, you can simply use a word processor or even just a piece of paper and pen to come up with a whole bunch of different ideas for domain names. In my case, I want to come up with a domain name that says something about what I'm going to be doing with my blog, which is teaching people how to create their own blogs. So I might come up with things like learnhowtoblog.com or bloggingtutorials.com or bloggertutor.com or bloggingforbeginners.com or whatever. Now, I could come up with a list here of many different options, and I would encourage you to do the same. Perhaps come up with a list of at least 10 different options for your blog's domain name. Once you've done the brainstorming for all your possible domain names, the next step is to decide on the best possible domain name. There are a few things to keep in mind here. In particular, make sure that it's written as something that makes sense for your target market. So instead of getting a domain name like an abbreviated BAB.com, it would be better to use the full words BecomeAblogger.com. Make sure that it's not too long. There's no real specific guidelines here, but just apply some common sense when you come up with a name. Make sure that it's easy to remember. For example, use alliteration if possible. BecomeAblogger.com is a good example. You can see how the B and B in the word is a good example of alliteration. If you can do that with your domain name, that's a bonus, and it will certainly help people to remember it easier. Also make sure that it's written as one phrase, and don't use any dashes or any underscores in between the words. Look at BecomeAblogger.com. There are no dashes or underscores in between the words. It's simply just one phrase without any spaces or other characters, and then .com. If you follow these principles, you should have no problem coming up with a great domain name. Please note that your domain name is not the be-all and end-all of your blog, and even though it's important, don't get bogged down with this step and don't spend too much time on it. Finally, I'll show you how to register your domain name. At BecomeAblogger.com, we recommend a service called Namecheap.com. And next, I'll show you how to create a free account with Namecheap.com and then how to register your own domain name. Open up your internet browser and type in Namecheap.com in the address bar. Then hit enter on your keyboard. This will take you straight to the Namecheap.com website, which should look something like this. Next, you need to sign up for a free account over here. Then simply type in your username, your password, confirm your password, type in your first name and last name, type in your email, confirm it, select that you've completely read and understood the registration agreement, select whether you want to receive email from Namecheap regarding special offers and newsletters, and select whether it's for personal use, business use, speculation, clients, or other. Once you've done that, click on the Create Account button over here. I'll do that now. Once you've done that, it should come up with this page where it shows you that you're now a new member of Namecheap.com. Next, I'll show you how to register your own domain name. To do this, you first need to find out if your domain name is available. So you need to click into this box over here and then type in your domain name. In our case, it's bloggertutor.com. Note that you don't need to type in .com, just leave it as it is and click on the Go button over here. Okay, so it says that bloggertutor.com is available. That means I can go ahead and purchase the domain name. Next, scroll down and click on the Add to Cart button over here. You'll then see the shopping cart where it shows you the item that you've just selected. In our case, it's bloggertutor.com, the price, the quantity, and also the duration. Next, click on the Express Checkout button over here. It should then come up with this page where it says Checkout, enter contact information. Simply fill out the details and then click on Continue Checkout. I'll do that now. Next, you'll see a page where it says Checkout Confirmation. All you need to do now is check that you have the right details over here. In our case, we're registering for bloggertutor.com. There's some free stuff here. Then select Pay using credit card and then click on Proceed to Secure Payment. Next, all you need to do is type in your card type, your card number, expiration date, and all the other details for this page, and then click on the Charge and Process button. I'll do that now and see you on the other side. If you were successful, it should come up with this page where it says Summary. Just double check your details quickly and that it's in fact what you ordered. Then click on the Continue button over here. And that's it. Congratulations, you have now registered your very own domain name. There's nothing more to it. You are now the proud owner of a new domain name and ready for the next step in the process, which I'll cover in the next video. Before I conclude, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I'd quickly like to summarize the main things that I just talked about. First, I talked about what a domain name is. Then, why you need your own domain name. Third, how to choose your domain name. And finally, how to register your own domain name with Namecheap.com. Coming up next, I'll show you how to get your very own hosting provider, a place to store all your website content and files. Once you've gone through the videos and are ready for the next stage, make sure you sign up for the free Become a Blogger newsletter, which will also give you free access to the Roadmap to Become a Blogger report. Inside the Roadmap to Become a Blogger report, you'll discover the 5 major milestones that you must reach before you can become successful as a blogger, what the X factor for successful blogging is and why you'll fail without it, how to use social media for boosting attention and as a result get bucket loads of free traffic to your blog, and much, much more. To sign up and get your free copy of the Roadmap to Become a Blogger report, simply go to www.becomeablogger.com, look for the sign up form, enter your first name and email address, and click on the button that says Get Instant Free Access. I'm your host, Gideon Shelwick. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.